Hey guys, this is part 2 in OLL PLL tutorial. So by now you should have a case like this where you have the top color solved but nothing seems to be solved in this. And no matter what you do, you can't just match it up like it's a solved cube. Here's our first case. And in every single corner permutation to align the corners with the corrected centers, you want to have one solved corner. So if you have a case, for example, like this one, where you have two solved and two unsolved, you don't want that. You want to have just one solved. Just one corner to be solved. Like this one. And these three should not be solved. And you always want to have the corner in the bottom left corner. So look at this. Look at the corner to the right of it. It is the red, yellow corner. Red, yellow. So you want this corner to go here, this corner to go here, and this corner to go here. The algorithm to do that is X, R2, D2, R2, D2. That's funny. R, U, R prime, D2, R, U prime, R. And that should align all the corners. Our second case is where you have the solved corner in the bottom left, but instead of this corner needing to go here, this is red, yellow, this corner needs to go here. This corner needs to go here, and this corner needs to go here. So the algorithm to do that is little l prime, U, R prime, D2, R, U prime, D2, R2. I should get the top color and the corners all solved. Here's our third case where you can't, no matter what, you always have two solved corners. So you have this corner solved, but then in the other side, over here, this corner solved, and then over here you have this corner solved too. And no matter what, whichever way you try to move the other two corners, the opposite corner is always solved. The algorithm to fix that, and you can hold it in any direction, doesn't matter where the corners are, where the solved corners are, is X, U, R prime, U, L, U, R, U prime, R, little r2, U prime, R, U, L, U prime, R prime, there it is. And that should solve all the corners. So the next thing we want to work on are the edge permutation. All the corners are now solved, but we have to do edge permutation. So our first edge case is where you have the row. You want to put the solved row equal to its center, and then you want to see the opposite corner or edge. This wants to go right, or does it want to go left? It wants to go right because white, yellow goes here, goes like this, counterclockwise. That's what we call that. And the algorithm to do that is R, U prime, R, U, R, U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R2. That should solve the cube. So in case number 2 for edges, you have one solved side, but instead of this edge going here, this edge goes here, so it goes clockwise. That's what we call it clockwise. And the algorithm to do that is R2, U, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R prime. That should solve the whole cube. So in case number 3, we don't have counterclockwise or clockwise turns, we just have opposite. This one needs to go here, this one needs to go here, this one needs to go here, and this one needs to go here. So they need a flip-flop. And that algorithm is pretty easy. It's M2, U, M2, U2, M2, U, M2. Should get it. In this case, we have these two need to swap and these two need to swap, so it goes like this. You want to hold it so, well, anyway, it doesn't really matter. And that algorithm is U, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R, U, R, U prime, R prime, U, R, U, R2, R prime, U prime, or R prime, U. Should get it. Alright, so thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned. Subscribe!